on that particular query.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The report from Malindi was equipment balance. The statement of financial position reflects property, plant and equipment balance of 508,739,294 as documents were not provided for audit. In addition, the balance includes work in progress valued at 52 million, which was not supported by details of projects and the project to assets category described as others, hence not specified or traceable to the assets registers. In the circumstances, the accuracy, completeness, and
Response for Malindi, and then in your explanation you can include the other municipalities.
Thank you, Chair. The cash One 161 as per the statement of cash flow is correct. However, a pre-computation of note 19
I think you are reading.
Sorry?
You should read Malindi.
Malindi.
Read Malindi.
No, that's my. This is the.
Query was the inaccurate property, plant and equipment balance.
But what he read was about the other figures, Chair. That's why I'm answering that one. That one, Chair, maybe I don't, you will get on the response, but we received our property schedule and we are that when you are police, when you are government, when you are a DCC or a chief, you build a building and you stay there and you don't care about title deeds. But now we are trying to acquire. In the municipality, reported work in progress of Kenya shillings, 52,200,000. All the projects that constitute the work in progress report as provided in the financial statement for the years ending 30th June 2024 completed and are currently in use. Attached herein as Appendix 1, which appears at pages 001 to 003, is a schedule detailing the projects and their implementation status. Schedule provided for audit, the amount of Kenya shillings 446 relates category includes the purchase of an air conditioner and the purchase of motorcycles bought in previous financial years at a cost of Kenya shillings 1,428,020, and the accumulated depreciation amount of Kenya shillings 988,874, resulting in a net book value of Kenya shillings 447,446 as reported in the financial statement for the financial year as Appendix Year 2, which appears at pages 004 to 006, is the property, plants and equipment schedule and breakdown of other assets. The other assets category will be 39,294 represents assets acquired and are detailed in the assets register, which provides information such as asset location, cost, and ownership. A corrected detailed asset register is attached.
Okay. So maybe the auditor, you can comment on the response by the governor.
Chair, the issue is partially addressed. We did not receive, they were not provided.
So, honorable members, your comments?
Chair, my question is going to the AG's office. Apart from the title documents.
Yes, we got, there was a truck which was being bought. The logbook, but there were two. There is one, I think it's yet to be delivered.
Asset register as attached in Appendix 3 before I ask any further question. Is it satisfactory according to you of your templates?
Respond to the same. If you look at the Watamu on that particular similar query, which you are
Yes,
so you can answer that together.
yes, we did. Why we are saying the issue is partially.
So, auditor, what we are trying to say is that you did, during the audit, you did not have sufficient time. Physically verify. Is that the case?
At the time of the audit, they did not provide. We asked for these documents. But we also had limited time. So by the time they compiled and used, it was during these responses. So we received, but also now physical verification of that register, we don't do it.
So, Governor, maybe you can say something.
Chair, yes, this what the auditor is saying is true. You will realize, Chair, some of these trucks we are talking about have just been bought. Either they were bought middle of last year or towards the end. What has happened in the NTCA now, because of the county numbers, there's been also a lot of delays. I know NTCA nowadays works very fast on delivering numbers and logbooks. But when it comes to county assets, there's a lot of delays. I don't know if it's the problem of numbers and whatever. I can testify, Chair, the county bought me a car a year ago and they don't have plate numbers to date. So that was the delay. But since we have received, that's why you see the attachment with the auditors have not seen because they arrived late. Thank you, Chair.
So I think it would be fair to give auditor more time to
Yes, Chair.
go and verify.
Yes, Chair.
But auditors, you know that we have timelines. So you need to do your verification and write back to us in how many days do you need? Because we need to do our report and table it before 31st of March. So we don't have a luxury of time.
Thank you, Chair. I request for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, that is 14 days.
Yes.
So please write to us within 14 days after you have done the verification for all the municipalities. That is all the way from Kilifi, Mariakani, Mtwapa, and Watamu, and the others. So that the committee, when we retreat to write a report, we have all the full information that we need. So you can proceed to the next query.
Next query, Chair, is on trade and other payables. And if you allow, because for Malindi, they did not have that issue, but for Kilifi municipality, they had. With your concurrence, Chair, I can read the one for Kilifi municipality.
You say the query is?
Trade and other payables, where the issue is that they are long outstanding or they are inaccurate.
Okay, proceed.
Again, for Malindi, for municipality of Kilifi, and the issue number 2 was inaccurate and long outstanding trade and other payables balance. The statement of financial position reflects trade and other payables balance of Kenya shillings 2, that is 6,421,000 statements. Review of the supporting documents revealed that trade payables balance includes supplier invoices amounting to years and an amount of 73.7 million incurred in the year under review that were not settled within a period of 60 days. No explanation on justification to settle overdue invoices owed to suppliers. In addition, Note 17 to the financial statements reflect as restated opening trade the prior year audited balance of 65 million, even though this was increase of 105 million, 0.9, which was explained as a result of amount owed to 114 suppliers that had been omitted from the prior year audited financial statement. In the county government of Kilifi, which is a separate legal entity and whose principal place of business was in every agreement. In the circumstances, the accuracy, completeness, and existence of trade and other payables balance of 236 million could not.
The management is in agreement with the auditor's observation. Limited resources and budgetary constraints have posed a significant challenge for the municipality in settling the overdue invoices. Nonetheless, its capacity in the municipality accounts office has also been increased by an additional 2 staff.
Executive. So to that extent, this issue is addressed.
What about the other municipalities?
The same.
They'll be able to have some of the revenue collection streams being collected by the municipal
government. Even the account is run in the county government. The staffing transferred to the municipalities. So I think that's commendable. But honorable members, you can chip in further questions and observations and comments. Senator Mudama.
It at source so that these queries will not arise any longer. Thank you.
Yeah, I think mine is just good progress on the plan, so to speak. But I'm happy you took it within your, wisdom to allow this to happen. So that's very commendable of me, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And that's the work I start to collect more money if we use the managers and the revenue officers on source. Because at the moment we are losing a lot of revenue. Because you have so many people who their interest is in Watamu, the fire engine is there, but they are looking like who is supposed to be ordering the truck to go and switch off the fire. So there are many things have really devolved to go to the.
Okay. So maybe I come back to the auditor. You have not.
Thank you, Chair. The only issue we found is that issue of funding, which is we reported and municipalities.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, could it have been a problem of late disbursement?
I think it's first late disbursement from Treasury has always been an issue. We have had, if the auditors will see, you will see, yes, because of this issue, that the county executive was solely in charge of revenue collection. Money and you collect the money and you spend at source. Then you tell me why you should have garbage, why you should not have good roads, why you should not have lights. It's all revolves around revenue. There for us because if everything is loaded under the human resource department, then our revenue, our wage bill will just skyrocket. So it's easier when it's run from the municipality can collect their revenue and pay everything for themselves.
Balance between revenue collection and the same being expended to service provision. When you have, other than, we know this delayed disbursement from the exchequer.
Everything was being collected by the county executive and it was had before with the other companies, and the Senate and the ESCC helped us now to solve it. But what we are looking forward now is that we improve our own source. million a month. Now we collect 22 million shillings a month. So once we improve on source revenue, then everything will be easy, Chair. Thank you.
Would you be municipal managers?
The special revenue streams.
The entire global revenue collection stream.
I will, because what the arrangement I'm trying to do, Chair, is that we have already the revenue officers, and to CRF as usual, but still supervised by the municipalities, because it's easier, because they are on the ground, and it will be easier to collect more funds than we collect now. Thank you, Chair.
Senator Mudama, can you be very specific so that
say, and how long should it take? I know governor is in the process, but there's something that is not coming out very clearly from the Auditor General.
if you compare what they have presented to us and what other counties have presented to us, you realize that they have made very serious progress. The and even the finances and others, maybe those ones you can prioritize them.
Also, in that Gazette notice, but it's only that they have not started functioning, Chairman. And the reason why to second the staff we needed by the municipalities. So that's the thing we are going to analyze now, what type of staff are needed where. But you can see we have already seconded their accountants, procurement of
Independently.
Yes, yeah.
Good. Now
Yes,
you've
Chair.
come out clearly.
Yeah, that's why it probably didn't come clear. Because as I told you, when we have this stuff, we have been casual since the previous government. We have since absorbed them, and many of this stuff don't have really substantive work to do, if you ask me. So those are the ones we have.
I think this is a good thing, Governor, for coming with your leadership in the municipalities today. Thank you very much. So, I think legal officer.
No, I think I'm satisfied.
She's
satisfied, yes.
If Senator is satisfied, then it's okay. I was just giving a clarification on how the powers and functions are conferred to the municipalities. And this is what you, as Chair, have stated is provided under the Urban Areas and Cities Act, Chair.
Yeah, very well. So, Auditor, maybe one more issue, and then we'll move to water because of time.
Thank you, Chair. The other issue, cross-cutting, was revolving around anomalies in expenditure. The issue of unsupported documents, which most of them were provided, but there is issue of procurement planning, especially in the municipality of Kilifi.
Maybe you pick something.
if you put it already in the main budget, when you got the control of budget, is asking, why do you have this money and you don't have it in your pocket? Why is it budgeted for? That's why sometimes we are forced to do supplementary. So we cover the gaps of monies we have been able to collect after we have already put our plans. That you have budgeted to eat managu for the whole week in your house, then all of a sudden you get 2,000 shillings, you want to eat nyama, you have to adjust here. Thank you.
Okay, members, if you have anything, I think that's very clear. So, Auditor, any other issue that you feel the committee should examine before we move to water?
Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with what the governor is saying, but I also agree with what the AG is saying, because after you've gotten the 2,000 and done that, then the receipts must be there and they should be issued to the Auditor General when they come on the ground, so that they don't write such a report. So your people, Governor.
Thank you, Chair. I will check that, Chair. And they have here, they have had it. So next time when I'm them, you know the Senate have said, yeah, so now take note. So that don't think I'm just harassing you. They have heard you, Chair. I think what the auditors are saying, you follow the law, and even if you have gotten more money and spent, produce the papers. When I insist on this, Chair, always to my officers, that the most important thing, you will finish your issues in Kilifi if you give the auditors what they want. You will see most of our reports, Chair, and the auditors will agree with me, that most of the time, there's no money lost. It's people who are told, bring papers today. They don't bring them. They bring them 1 week before the auditors. Half of the time, they have engaged me to say, Governor, what is happening? That's why, Chair, this audit team will tell you. Maybe I'm one of the few governors who go to entry and exit, because I'm very particular on these issues. Thank you, Chair, and I will follow Honorable Member to make sure it happens.
Auditor, maybe you can respond to my issue. Is there any other issue that you want us to quickly look at before we go to water?
No, Honorable Chair.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Kinoti.
Yes, Chairman. Thank you for the opportunity. Mine is just to comment on what we are discussing in terms of even as we hand over the functions to the municipalities, as the auditor said, capacity in terms of maybe compliance with the law, procurement, and financial implementation of the expenditure, because you can see in the various municipalities there are issues on expenditure in terms of compliance with the law, the PFM, and the procurement laws. So there is need to build capacity, especially on there are things that are mentioned like the use of interest to implement some activities instead of the usual procurement way. So I think there's that aspect of capacity building in terms of complying with the procurement laws and the financial laws. Thank you, Chair.
I think that's a very important issue. Auditor, did we have any instance in any of the municipalities about misuse of impress?
There was an issue in one of the municipalities where they used interest to do procurement, but later the documents were provided.
Which municipality was that?
I think it was Kilifi.
Kilifi. But you say the documents were provided to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Chair, I'll have a small comment. Yes. The issue was capacity, Chair. Like our brother has said here, that the municipalities have no capacity. They didn't have procurement officers, they didn't have accountants.
Yeah.
They had some officers from the defunct municipalities doing all this paperwork. We have since, if you check, every municipality now has a procurement officer, has an accountant, and we are going to second more officers in all the departments to make sure they function properly. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. So, honorable members, we will now proceed to the two water companies, that is Malindi Water and Sewerage Company Limited and Kilifi Mariakani Water and Sewerage Company Limited. I'm not seeing any documents on my table for those two companies. So I think we can.
Chair, you need to give me 2 minutes to
Yeah,
the municipality to
very
go
well.
out and the water companies come in. Thank you, sir.
Governor, you can lead us in introducing your
Yes,
staff.
yes, Chair. Can you introduce yourselves, those who have not introduced themselves? We start from the fire, the water companies.
Good morning. My name is Alfred Janji, Acting Finance Manager, Kimawasko.
Good morning. I'm Fatuma Mwidadi, the Human Resource Manager, Kimawasko.
Means Kilifi Mariakani, sorry, don't get it.
Good
Kilifi
morning.
Mariakani water
That's
company.
Kimawasko.
The Kimawasko, yes. Then there's Mawasko.
Okay, good morning. My name is Catherine Bayer, Acting Managing Director for Kilifi Mariakani Water and Storage Company.
Good morning. My name is Engineer Kingi George Kazungu, the Deputy Director for Water Services, County Government of Kilifi.
Good morning. My name is Said Kalume. I'm the Finance Manager, Marine Water and Storage Company.
Yeah, those ones who are outside, just find your way in, please. Find your way in, please.
Good morning, members. My name is Sebastian Cachero. I'm the Principal Accountant, Water Department.
Good morning. My name is Felix Wanje, MD Malindi Water.
Has everyone introduced himself? Introduce yourselves.
Good morning, members. I'm Kingston Mulewa, in charge of internal audit, Malindi Water Storage Company.
Good morning. My name is Isaac Chibule from Malindi Water, in charge of technical services.
Good morning, members. I am Velasco Ndarotsuma, in charge of the Commercial Services Department, Malindi Water.
Good morning once again. I'd already introduced myself. I'm Hezekiah Marua, the County
If
Chief
you had
Officer.
introduce yourself, don't introduce second.
No, but he's the director in the company, so he needs to introduce himself. So put himself in.
Oh, he's a director.
The director as Chief Officer of Finance.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm Jimmy Wanje from Malindi Water, in charge of ICT.
Honorable Chair and members, good morning. My name is Lawrence Bokoro, Chief Officer, Water Services and Natural Resources, and by dint of that position, a board member in the water companies. Thank you.
Very well.
Good morning. My name is Omar Said. I'm the CC in charge of water, environment, natural resources, forestry, solid waste management, Kilifi County.
That's all, Chair. Thank you.
Okay. My vice chair has just come in. Senator Eddie Okech, put yourself on record.
Good morning, Chair and the committee. Happy New Year to all of you, together with the Governor of Kilifi. Eddie Gisheru Okech is my name, the Vice Chair of the committee.
Very well. So, honorable members, we are now going to cover the Kimawasco and Malindi water. And I've discussed with the auditors and with the clerk here, and we have agreed that most of the issues under Malindi water have been addressed, but as indicated by the auditor. But we have two issues which are cross-cutting the two water companies. The issue of non-revenue water and the issue of material uncertainty on going concern. So we will cover the two issues concurrently. And then under Mariakani water, we have indicated that they are a matter of unaccounted for long-term customer deposit, which Senator Kavindu is an expert in, and also the issue of non-remittance of statutory deductions. That's for Mariakani water. So, Auditor, maybe you can start with the issue of non-revenue water, covering, we can look at Malindi water.
Thank you, Chair. For Malindi Water and the Sewerage Company, under query number 4, it was unaccounted for water, that is non-revenue water, and the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income reflects operating revenue amount of 760,870,082 in respect of water sales. Water production records revealed that the company produced 9,514,236 cubic meters of water during the year under review, out of which 5,562,157 cubic meters, or about 59%, was sold to customers. The variance of 3.9 million cubic meters of water, or 42%, represents non-revenue water, which is above the acceptable threshold of 12% set by the WASIREB. In the circumstances, management was in breach of WASIREB regulations. Thank you, Chair.
I just want a clarification. You are talking about acceptable threshold of 12%. I thought it's 25%.
I think, yes, there is an up.
It should be 25%.
Mr. Chairman, sometimes, okay, WASLEB also gives specific companies after they do an analysis. And in this case, they said 12%.
So it's not a global target?
It is not a global target. It's a specific for the water company.
Okay. So maybe, Governor, you can read out your response.
Thank you, Chair. The management is in agreement with the auditor's observation. The increase in non-water revenue from 12 to 42% arose mainly from the commissioning of new upstream water supply investments, which significantly increased water production capacity. During the transition period, production outpaced downstream optimization, leading to higher apparent losses. Contributing factors included pressure imbalances, integration of new transmission infrastructure, temporary system losses during testing, and delaying metering alignment in supplied zones. The management considers the increase transitional and has initiated corrective measures to stabilize and reduce non-water revenue. Measures to reduce non-water revenue, short-term measures, pressure management and calibration of pressure-reducing valves, intensified leak detection and rapid repair of bus, reconciliation and calibration of bulk and consumer meters, regularization of illegal connection in newly supplied areas, improved daily water balance monitoring, the long-term chair, establishment of district metered areas, DMS, rehabilitation and replacement of aging pipelines, strengthening asset management and preventive maintenance, dedicated non-water revenue reduction programs and staff capacity building. The elevated non-water revenue is linked to strategic infrastructure expansion aimed at long-term water security. With the ongoing interventions, the company expects a progressive reduction of non-water revenue, acceptable regulatory levels as the system stabilizes. Chair, I think you realize when we appeared here last time with both companies, Malindi was doing very well with the non-water revenue. Yeah. But every time we detect this new, it's very sad that some of the piping we still have in our counties asbestos. And we have been working as a county very hard to replace water lines as much as we are chasing debts with people who don't pay, including us politicians. Some of us, we don't want to mention names, who owe the county a lot of money on bills. So we keep on improving, Chair, and we are working on a program with the management of water on especially a GIS system where the engineers and the management can detect any bursts from the lines without running around to check where water is flowing. There are so many things we are doing, Chair, so with time we'll be able to reduce non-water revenue significantly, and especially when we embark on our integrated meters of smart meters of pay as you use, smart meters, then we hope we'll reduce significantly the problem of non-water revenue. Thank you, Chair.
Auditor, your comments on Governor's response?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. What we suggest we do is we just keep the issue in view because the issue is there. There is non-revenue water. A lot of revenue is not being accounted for. And that is also contributing to the other query, Chair, of material uncertainty because they don't have adequate revenue. Thank you.
Okay, Governor, you know we have been referring many counties that come before us to Malindi Water because last year your non-revenue was 16%. And I think that's why the WASREB now lowered the
Kakuyudi, which was commissioned through the World Bank and national government and the county government of Kilifi. And we had so many issues. After first the pressure was so much because it was a new line which was very had a lot of pressure. So we realized that the pumps we have under there, most of them were very old or they were substandard materials. And there was a lot of bursts. But above all, Chair, there was also very many illegal connections we discovered in the course of towards the end of last year. We had an operation with the Department of Water and the companies, and we flagged off many people who were having illegal connections. And this chair can only be, and also meters was a problem in the county, but many of the companies could not, the requests from customers to be connected vis-a-vis the number of meters the companies could provide was also a problem. But we engaged when the county director of World Bank came to Kilifi and had a meeting with him, with the team. We managed to ask them to help us on getting more meters. And I think both companies have now received maybe over 7,000. How many meters have we received? We have received 3,500 from Malindi and Kilifi. 6,000. Just with that intervention with the World Bank and asking them, we got that. So we hope the more people we connect, the more money we'll collect. As long as people are not connected to meters, then two things happen. The illegal connections, number one. Number two, people, you don't collect money, because if you don't have meter to read and they say you are owed a certain amount of money to pay to the water company, it's also an issue. We have had also issues, Chair, with, and I hope next time, unfortunately, you are not the ones who maybe check these regional companies like Coast Water. But one of the issues, Chair, you see also from them is the meters where they are placed and where they start charging us is very different. We have told them if we can put those meters a bit further, because where they put, every burst you get on that line before you reach our customers, they charge us. Instead of being their loss, it becomes the loss of the water companies. So it's also a challenge we have, and we are still negotiating with the Coast Water Works to see if it can be ratified. So otherwise, Chair, we are trying our best. Water is an issue. We have really taken a very key interest in Kilifi, but the problem we face, Chair, we are dealing with pipes of since independence, which have not been replaced. In today's world, Chair, not only that you are not even allowed to stay under a roof of asbestos, you can imagine that our people today, some of them still drinking water from asbestos pipes.
Comment on Mariakani as well, in terms of non-revenue water.
But it's more or less the same, Chair. But we have had also a problem there, Chair, at the company, and they took action. I think you have realized during the introductions that you have an acting MD in Kimawasco. There are issues which I don't think we need to deliberate here, but we have taken action on the management issues of that company. And that's we have made changes. Unless you want me to read the whole, it's more or less the same.
We have it on record.
Thank you.
So, honorable members, you can chip in on the issue of non-revenue water. Senator Mudama, the matter of non-revenue water. And then Eddie Okech, who is an expert in non-revenue water, can come in.
If I was supposed to answer the imperial uncertainty, or you have not yet asked? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, any more? So, maybe I just want to emphasize, non-revenue water means water that cannot be accounted for. Water that is produced, but it cannot be accounted for. So, in financial terms, it also means that you have lost revenue. Yeah, that's what it means. And that ties into the next query, which we are going to look at, the material uncertainty, ongoing concern. So I would request that Auditor, you read out the query under Mariakani, Kilifi Mariakani.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. For Kilifi Mariakani, the material uncertainty on going concern, the statement of financial position reflects total current assets balance of 533,399,721, while the total current liability balance was 744,114,314, resulting to a negative working capital of 210,714,593. In addition, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income indicates that the company realized a loss of 12.9 million, which resulted to accumulated negative retained earnings of Kenya shillings 716.8 million, contributed by the persistent loss over the years. This condition leads to material uncertainty of the company's going concern. Even though the lack of sustainability is disclosed under risk by management and management discussion analysis in the financial report, the measures management has put in place do not appear to have been fruitful. My opinion is not modified in respect of this matter. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, your management response on material uncertainty, ongoing concern for Mariakani water.
Thank you, Chair. The management is in agreement with the auditor's observation. The company is putting in more effort in enhancing its revenues through the following strategies: human resource capital performance improvements. The company has established staff performance management. All staff have signed performance contracts. Clear targets have been assigned to all staff, and a review of the same will be conducted by the end of this financial year. B, organizational restructuring. The company has reviewed the commercial department organogram and incorporated the debt management and recovery unit so as to enhance the revenue collection efficiency and reduce the debt portfolio. On C, on water supply operational efficiency, is aimed at reducing the non-revenue water by 10% from the current 50%. The company revenue. The management is also strategizing to improve billing by replacing the stalled 9,000 meters. And also, Chair, as a county, we are trying to help the companies by putting more money to enhance productivity, and also things like the ones you have had on looking for partners. We are at the moment working very closely with the World Bank. World Bank, I think, has invested in Kilifi now over 1.7 billion the last two financial years on helping us on piping and other issues which we are dealing with the dilapidated pipes within the county. Thank you, Chair.
Auditor, your comments on management response?
Thank you, Chair. The issue still is not addressed. However, there is some improvement if you compare their statement of profit or loss. For the previous year, they had a loss of 94 million, and this year they made a loss of 12 million. Still not there, but there is some improvement.
So, maybe you can explain. I'm struggling to see if there's any query on non-revenue water in your reports.
Thank you, Chair. It was actually a qualifying query. It's the first query. Inaccurate operating revenue. The first query, Chair. on the qualifying issues, inaccurate operating revenue amount.
So that one is very confusing, Audit. You know, we are used to non-revenue water. When you say inaccurate, we get lost. Yeah? So the implying that 50% of the revenue is lost as a result of water that is not accounted for. So, Governor, maybe this one you can explain to us because this one ties to this other query. Because the loss is 12 million, but on this other side, 653 million is lost in terms of water that is not accounted for. Yeah.
I think I've talked on this issue of dilapidated pipes. And Chair, the old systems we have been using are no longer tenable. Because you go to a water company, looking around the Buganze, and they're waiting till they see a wet place or water popping out is when they know there's a burst. So I think the team of Kilifi, Kimawasco at the moment, they are working with a team of GIS, doing mapping of all our lines, so that in future, in a second, we can detect any burst within the county. And you'll see this across counties here. Most of us, we are still using the old systems. If the other day I was driving on a certain road in Kilifi, and I called Waziri and said, "Did you know there's water burst on this road?" That's if I don't see it, he doesn't see it, anybody doesn't see it, we'll have water flowing all night. So that is what is happening. To date, you go anywhere. Since Nanyuki has implemented that system, that from the desk top of the engineers and the CEO, they are able to see where there's a burst and they attend to it quickly. I think Vihiga also have tried. So we don't need to go to Germany, right? No? They have a very nice GIS system. I don't know if they have not built on water.
They have a GIS system, yes.
But it's not yet working
not working for water.
Okay, in Nanyuki I've seen it's working. So I've told my team, instead of going to Germany and these other countries, they can benchmark from Kenya. I've seen it's working in Nanyuki.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. So we'll keep on working hard to make sure that we...
Vice Chair?
Chair, I wanted to converse on a number of issues here. Number one is the GIS mapping that you're talking about. What is the timeline?
We can give one of our officers to...
Currently working on the integration of our systems with GIS. Thank you, Chair.
So we'll be on record that you're saying by May this year it'll be done?
Yeah, for the mapping exercise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Utility exercise?
Yeah. And for the integration, we are working with the World Bank project, where we have
timeline.
That one will be done by June, because that is the closure of the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one. Then number two, Governor, who is the MD again? I didn't get the MD of this company.
Which MD? Which company?
I mean the Kilifi Mariakani.
Kilifi Mariakani, she's the acting MD.
You are the one who is...
She's the acting MD.
You're the acting MD.
Yeah.
So Governor, in your response, and I hope that the MD will listen to this, you've said that one of your strategies, I'm keen on C, water supply operational efficiency. And your response is that water supply operational efficiency is aimed at reducing the non-revenue water by 10% from the current 50%. So you're giving yourself a target of 40%, isn't it? That
on the next
report.
On the next report.
Yes.
We hope we'll go lower if this what the MD has just said starts working.
But I'm just talking the response. You know, I'm always keen on written responses.
We didn't want to be overambitious, then you come and use it against us.
That's fine. We're just going to converse on your written responses because yes. I cannot hold you accountable more on your verbal than what you have written, because we like data here.
Yes.
Okay. So how much are you losing as a result of physical losses, which you sort of claim the pipes, the dilapidated pipes? How much water are you losing by volume and by amount?
No, we didn't have that one now, but maybe because you have technical officers, they can be able to respond to that one.
Do you know
any technical officer who can?
Acting MD, do you know how much water you're losing?
How much water
you're losing in volume and also in terms of projected revenue for that? Just because of the pipes, what we'll call physical losses.
Okay, thank you, Chair. For the physical losses, out of the 50%, the physical losses are around 25%, not 25%, 20, and then 30 commercial losses, because the commercial losses contribute more to non-revenue water. And when we talk of the commercial losses, we are talking about issues revolving around metering. And from the responses, you can see that we have over 9,000 meters which are stalled, but we have received the 6,000, and the replacing exercises going on. We have currently done 2,000 in Kilifi town. So as we speak, the exercises are going on. So we have looked at the strategies that we are putting in place, and we have seen that in the next financial year, we are looking at reducing by the 10%.
So I'll just feedback on this one, Governor, because I don't want to converse on it too much. This needs to be comprehensive for us, because this is the engine of this water company. From where I sit, I would want to see a comprehensive, very comprehensive, presentation, data-driven presentation on what actually is leading to your commercial losses and what is leading to your physical losses. And even just map it out for us to be able to see it, because billing issues are never only limited to the issues of metering. Billing issues can also be an issue of collection, which means that from what the MD said, 30% through billing, I cannot see collection here. Because maybe out of that 30%, I'm just assuming because there's no data here, the metering could only be maybe 10% of that. But then there's collection that is maybe done and doesn't get to the accounts. Or maybe collection is not done at all because they are friends of the service provider who can get water for free. So we need to be comprehensive on this answer of water efficiency, water supply efficiency, by demarcating what is it that is causing the billing problem, be comprehensive about it, and then what is it that is causing the collection problem, what is it that is compromising the entire commercial problems, and then go physical. Because I don't think that it's only the pipe that's a problem. The other time you were here, we saw issues around county planning also affecting some of the pipes that were there. Breakages were happening because of the planning in the county. So it's not mapped out clearly. It's a little bit easy for me to qualify this query. So that's one. And then I'm going to finish by saying, Chair, if you go to query number 2, there was a query number 2 here. I don't know whether you can converse around it. It talks about inaccurate trade and other receivable balances. So when an issue of material uncertainty arises, especially on the working capital, Governor, I would also have hoped that your response here would have also told us a little bit about your receivables. Maybe a list of people you need to collect money from. Because if your assets and liabilities are not balancing out, I think that there's a big way that also these receivables are contributing to it. For instance, you see that the statement of financial position reflects that trade and receivable have a balance of about 524 million. When your struggle in terms of your balances here is about 700 and something million. Let me just get it here again. Yeah, when you look at your retained earnings, it's a negative of 716 million. So I think that while you're focusing on revenue, that's good, but I also think that we need to know a little bit about your receivables. Who are these people owing you money that you're expecting money from that have been long-standing to the extent that even in the recent past, there is an included balance of 15 million, which is almost akin to the 12 million that we talk about.
Chair, yes, I concur with you completely, the Chair, the Honorable Member. We have issues, and I think we have forwarded. Mawasco, I think, forwarded the list of people who are not paying their bills. Is it MD? So we forwarded to the Senate, Chair. I don't want to mention names here. If you go through that list, you will see some of us senior politicians who are listed there are not paying our bills. We forwarded a long time ago. We were requested by this committee to make sure we forward in our appearance last year, to forward the list of the deaths, and we have it. You have it in your...
so I think fiscal analyst.
You can look at it.
Can look at it and look for big names.
Yeah, by December, Chair, I owed the Malindi water 17,000, and some of my colleagues owe in tune of millions, but it's in that list. You can see it. Another thing, Chair, we are facing, concurring with the Honorable Member, if you see the other problem we are facing with coast water, at the moment, all the water we are also receiving, like Kimawasco, 9,040 meters, where we're only doing estimates. The problem you face with estimates is this month, you go to a client where you collected 500 and you have estimated 3,000. They say, no, the bill was always pay 500. Why is it 3,000? We are facing the same problem. That's why you have also that problem of non-water revenue. Because from coast water, we have in total, and the minister was with me in Kilifi, and we went through this. We have in total for meters supplying Mawasco, the bulk water meters. We have 73 meters not working. So what we pay coast water today is only estimates, and they keep on disconnecting us. You can imagine what's happening to our people. In Mawasco, 7 bulk meters. In total, we have 80 bulk water meters from Mawasco not working, always just estimating us. So even these figures we are giving, we don't know if the water which they say we really got, if we got it. We might be accounting for non-revenue water, of water which never came.
Yeah.
So those are the challenges we are facing. So if you can also confront the national government through the Ministry of Water, I don't know if they appear to you or to National Assembly, to ratify this. We have talked to the minister, they said they will do it. So for the last 3 years since I came to office, they have reduced a bit. They were more than that. I think they were 130 or something. And now they have managed to repair some. And currently we are standing at 80 meters, where somebody wakes up from coast water and say, we gave you 100 million liters. But in really sense, we don't know if we got 100 liters. So all this calculation you're doing of non-water revenue, they might be real, they might be fake. That's my comment, Chair. Thank you.
Okay. So, and anyway, the solution seems to be there on the non-revenue water. So, honorable members, the last item, which auditor, maybe that you can explain it, because I don't want to read it. The issue of statutory deductions, which have not been remitted. Non-remittance of statutory deductions, that is under Kilifi Mariakani.
Yeah, thank you, Chair.
I don't want you to read it.
Yes.
Just explain the issue to us, because there are a lot of statutory deductions which have not been remitted.
Yes,
then the governor will respond to that.
Thank you, Chair. The company deducted 15,291,380 from staff salaries for statutory deductions, but they did not remit them to the respective bodies.
Huh? They deducted?
Yes,
And
the pay slip.
cannot be normal.
So, but that's just one. We also have other statutory deduction like audit fees. We have accrued tax liabilities. We have WASREB service levy. We have retirement benefits. Those ones.
Yeah, for the audit fees, Chair, it is under trade and other payables balance. It includes the statutory deductions, which they did not, they deducted from staff payslips, but an amount of 15 million was not remitted. They also did not pay our audit fees, even after giving them our invoice. And there are also accrued tax liabilities, and also the one you mentioned, Chair, the one for unremitted WASREB service levy.
But just a clarification, I'm looking at your report, Auditor.
Yes.
You have indicated that non-remittance of staff for related deduction has been addressed. Is that the case?
They paid after, huh? Yes.
The 15 million
was paid in July, Chair. You can see in our answer.
Yes.
That
They
was
were paid
on.
after the closure of the financial year.
How do you account for that when you haven't audited that financial year?
Maybe
as an auditor. What do you depend on? Do you do adjustments? Do you wait for it to be catered for in the next financial year? Because this looks like your conversation with the governor. It is not official.
It will reduce their trade and other payables balance, Chair, the movement.
Yes, it will, but how is it accounted? How is it accounted for in your certificate?
Oh, sorry, Chair. This is already an issue.
Yes.
So in the next year, it will be a prior year issue if it will not have been addressed. So we will still look at it.
That's the right way to go about it. So, Chair, I think that we can be able to look at it in the next financial year. That's where I was heading with this, because otherwise it becomes just a verbal conversation between you and us and him, and the governor. So I think that, Chair, that's the right approach.
Yeah.
It becomes an issue we address in the next financial year. But that said, I don't think it's right that money is deducted and not delivered. I hope it's not happening currently with the current MD.
They are trying, Chair. Don't be shocked only about the deductions, Chair. The staff also had arrears of months of salaries, but now it's being addressed. I've told you we did changes there. That was some of the reason. Even staff last salaries had a backlog of months. Now I think the new MD has been addressing that, and we are almost up to date now, I think, with also salaries. So I can imagine if you can pay salaries, where will you pay the deductions from? Sorry, Chair, but it was the truth. Sometimes we better say it as it is. But we are working very hard to make sure these companies work better than they were before.
But Chair, through you see, the issue here is not lack of payment of the deductions. Is that the deductions are done, meaning that the cash flow indicates that money was there, money was deducted, and it was not channeled to the right accounts. So that means that either it is eaten somewhere, or it is rerouted to another job. That's the problem. It's not that there was no money for statutory deductions. It was there, it was deducted. Where there was a cash flow problem, where it was not deducted at all, then I would understand and I would take it synonymous to the issue of salaries. But that practice must just end, because we have been fighting it for the last, now 3 years. Yeah, that deductions are made and then they're not going to the right account, be it NSSF, NHIF, now we've got housing levy. Let them go to those places.
I agree with you, Chair, completely. The only problem, Chair, I'm not an accountant, but we all know it, that most of the time these deductions done in our country, are on paper. The money you have is 50 million to pay salaries, but you needed 70 to do deductions. So you deduct on the paper for the staff to know that they have been deducted, but the really money you had was the salary. That's the truth. I know unless we work and be truthful and get our act together, it is happening not in counties, it's happening in national government and all over the place. It's a budgetary issue that you have a salary to pay for 70 million, but the only money is exactly the basic wage bill to the staff. So Mustafa akiona na pesa yangu imekatwa nimepata, the balance remains what you have, so you can pay. So we are working on it. Chair, if you check our reports of our county, the last 3 years, the amounts of money we have to pay to KRA. I've several times negotiated the KRA, money which was deducted 8 years ago and has never reached the KRA. But on paper, yes, KRA deductions were deducted, but they were not sent to KRA. If you ask finance, they will tell you how much we have been paying KRA so that we can cover our gaps.
So, Chair, if I may follow up with what Governor is saying, do you eventually receive these monies that was not there to be paid? And when you receive them, what do you do with them? Why don't you remit it?
If we remit, when the situations are better, always whatever is owed, the staff is paid. That's why you see there in July it was paid.
So I think, Chair, that is where you can see even the staff taking a lot of advances until, above what they are supposed to get as advances.
It's really, Chair, to be honest, it's a sad story. I can tell you the things I can remember on my fingertips. For example, we have a group called Lengo Sacco. Lengo Sacco was the first Sacco started by Malindi municipality. Those old days, to date, those GADA were owed 50 million by the counties. I've been paying them slowly now since I came to office. I think I have 25 million left. I have negotiated the LAP fund. I'm paying them slowly. They were owed over 300 and something million over the years. So it's a roller coaster, Chair.
Yeah.
But we're handling it, and we hope in future we can have everything up to date. Because I feel very sad, and I was telling the CEO here, Finance, that can you imagine how many people have retired who contributed to Lengo Sacco, who never enjoyed that benefit, that they retired, died, their kids now have to chase what you call in courts, what do you call this thing, to be able to spend the money, succession. After the succession, they have the certificate and the money is still not there. Yeah. And I can tell you, this committee, you need to train all of us. This is one thing which makes me very, very sad. And I told my team of finance, I told them, I don't care how you will budget this money, let's pay this money. Because some of them are our relatives, whether we like it or not, who will die without enjoying what they saved for 30, 40 years. It's a sad story, but it's happening, Chair.
Yeah, I think, Governor, I know you are a transformer. You will transform this organization. Because clearly when an organization gets to a point where they can't pay statutory deductions, then it's a sign that things are not right. Yeah, I can see Wasireb is owed 117 million. Auditor, is that the case? Although I don't support these Wasireb levies from where I sit. But I don't support it at all. Because Wasireb is a national organization. It should be funded from the national treasury, not by counties through levies. And the amount is such huge amount, 117 million.
Actually, before the auditor, probably one thing I must comment to this committee. Chair, water is devolved.
Yeah.
What surprises me most of the time is Kilifi County is a water resource. We get water from Baricho, we supply Mombasa, meaning Mombasa gets water from Kilifi. National government or Coast Water collects money from Mombasa Water. And still you get WASREP charging us for these amounts of money. So that's why the last weeks I had told the CS Water that going forward, one day I'll wake up and close the valves going to Mombasa. Because the water comes from Malindi, Kilifi County. And if we cannot get the luxury of us also enjoying our own resource, what's the meaning of devolution? Yeah.
So, honorable members, unless if you have additional issues, customer deposits. We have run out of time.
Yeah,
But maybe governor can comment on that.
The ones that comment, they charge meters and then they spend for something else.
No, the deposit that customers make
at
the point of opening
yes.
an account.
The meter deposits.
The meter deposits,
yes.
Which are now spent for other things.
Yes. Chair, we are just going to back where I've just been talking about.
Yes.
I think the last year when we appeared here, if I can remember very well, is that when the company gets to a challenge and they have more that they spend, then they get a refund to the account. And you even warned us last time. But unfortunately, we have not reached a place where sometimes you can look the money in that account and say, just let it earn interest because we have enough. Because of all the issues we have discussed here now. But I can give again the MD for Malindi to say something about it. Because we know we are working on it, but...
this is Mariakani.
Mariakani.
But
any of them can answer, it's the same story. I'll cross board.
Malindi, do you have any...
They have the same, Chair. Might not been a question, but I know they have.
Okay, both of them can comment.
I don't want to call myself a truthful man because I don't like that one very much. But I just want to say the truth.
Truthful man will brand you.
No. Don't brand me there. Let me say the truth. Let me be a truthful man because you might associate me with something I don't like very much.
And you explain when the money was borrowed from the account and if the proper procedures were followed.
Thank you, Chair. The company started the year 2005, so it has been accumulating for years, but we have started a payment plan. We are doing that payment plan. We had a board resolution, and as Malindi, we have started paying those customer deposits. Thank you.
Kilifi Mariakani.
Thank you, Chair. This fund, the customer deposits, normally when we face cash constraints as a company, we go through the board to borrow from the customer deposits fund. We have already have an engagement with the board, and we have been given instructions to start the refund to the customer deposits. The plan that the board had given did not materialize, so we are going to sit down again, have review the plan so that we can start the repayment. I think from the report in the month of June, we managed to refund something small. I think it was it 200,000 or something? So it is something that is in our plan. So once we are in a position that we can remit the funds, we will make it a monthly repayment plan, so that maybe in the next 4 or 5 years we have the monies back. Thank you, Chair.
This money is supposed to be refunded within 1 year, according to the law. If you borrow it, it must be approved by the board and by the county assembly, and it should be refunded within a year. So what plans do you have to refund this? Because it's not your money, it's the customer's money. And if they go out of the water company, they need their refund.
Okay, thank you. So what happens when there's an exit of a customer, or when a customer terminates their account with us, we are able to actually pay. But now the fund is supposed to be there complete the 117 million. So just like I have said, and with your guidance, the period of 1 year, we will again sit with the board and have a proper plan to make sure that the monies are recovered within that time period.
And not my guidance, the law. Just quote the law for them to go and read, so that next time you appear before us, you will tell us what you've done within a period of 1 year. Legal.
Okay, that is duly noted.
Legal before you
Or you
come
read
in.
the law for them.
I'm looking at the auditor's note. Auditor has acknowledged that actually there is a repayment plan. Now the problem is they have no cash flow. They have no money to pay, but at least they acknowledge the fact that they need to repay the money. So I think that's that follows from our last meeting, that the money must be repaid within 1 year, but then they don't have any money to pay. So that, which boils down to what Governor you are saying, that a lot needs to be done in terms of re-engineering this company.
Yes, and I'm happy that I didn't, sometimes as we govern these things with our legal advisors and our county attorneys, sometimes we don't go through these timelines and legal issues. But I'm happy that Senator Kavinto have mentioned it, and I will follow up, because I've been following up the Malindi, but I didn't know there was timeline. I thought the contract of the meter owner and the company was a marriage which lasts forever. Now that I know that it has a 1 year limit, I will intervene.
When you borrow, you must when you borrow from customer deposits, you must repay within 1 year, and it must be approved by the board and the county assembly.
Chair, I will follow up. I can tell you, where I sit, I can tell you what in the minds of these managers and everything. That Senator Otsotsi has a meter, is drinking water, and even if he dies today, the family will drink, so we have no hurry. I'm sure that's what is sitting in everybody's head. But the law is different. So we'll follow up to make sure we do the right thing, Chair. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think, honorable members, let's stop at that point. Let me just ask the governor to make some closing remarks. We have Kwale waiting to come in. They've been waiting for 1 hour now.
Thank you, Chair. I want to thank this committee. I'm always happy to appear here when I'm called upon to clarify issues, because every time I've appeared here, when I go back home, I go back with new ideas from the senators. So I really appreciate, and I thank you for your cooperation, that you do not only come and question us issues, but to give us direction on how to do things better. So I always treasure that, and I always come when you call me. Start Oroka. Asanteni sana. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. I want to appreciate your coming, and most importantly, I appreciate the efforts you have made under municipalities. You have made some very serious progress, which will be asking other counties to come and benchmark in Kilifi to see how you have done your municipalities. But we encourage you to do even more around the issue of autonomy of municipalities. So thank you very much, and safe journey back to Kilifi. Honorable members, we adjourn for 2 minutes. Then, if just for a healthy break, and then Kwale will be coming in.